Well, hello there, and welcome to the ESL 1 Katowice 2018 Open Qualifiers CIS with me, Nomadcasts. I'm here with Pod of the Moon, and we are very excited to bring you No Creativity versus Falcon. How's it going, Podem?
I'm delighted to be here. We actually have some super good stacks coming up in the qualifiers against each other, and they're already speeding through the draft by quite a lot. All the bounds from the first phase already coming out as well, and we're already in the second pick actually, which will be the Shadow Shaman plus the Razor for Team Falcon, and Omni I picked up for No Creativity. And regarding bans from the side of Falcon, we saw the Brewmaster, the Bad Rider, and Tusk getting banned out, and No Creativity choose to ban out Clockwork, Bane, and Enchantress, picking up the Night Stalker as their second pick, that with the Omni Knight, which is a really good and popular combo.
Yeah, so nothing super surprising coming out straight out of the straight off the gun here. Razor, Shaman, both super popular picks. Night Stalker, Omni Knight also, and no real intentions thrown. I mean, I guess you could consider Shadow Shaman a more kind of pushy hero, but you know, no real strategies thrown out just yet. No real telling picks. But the Death Prophet ban, a little bit interesting there. Don't really see Death Prophet played too much recently.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's more of like we want to rule out any kind of big counter push or early game annoyance. Death Prophet, for example, is pretty good in the mid lane. If she gets ganked, if she gets a link off or something, even if there's a Shaman Checker coming off, she just survives. So maybe it's just like to stabilize the lane in the mid lane, give more space to the Razor or potential other mid laner. They choose to run somebody else in the mid lane. Now with the Chen and Enchantress back ban coming out here. Yeah, I see where this is going.
Yeah. Of course, we have Goblak playing for Team Falcon, the captain there. Actually, he's drafting. I don't think he's the captain. I think I'm not too sure. They've switched things up a bit, haven't they? They used to be the Gucci gang.
Gucci gang, yeah.
Yeah, before today. So the first game ever is Team Falcon. Let's see if they can start it off with a win as they go straight in with the Sand King pick. So this is the quarterfinals. Well, actually, technically it's the finals, because the winner of this game does go in to the closed qualifiers to fight off against the other picked CIS teams, the invited CIS teams, to play for a spot in the major ESL 1 Katowice. So, a lot on the line here. The last best of 3 in these open qualifiers for both of these teams. And we see a disruptor coming out from No Creativity there.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm more interested about the Sand King pick right now. Sand King is super exciting to see the hero come here again. He has seen a little bit of a surge in the recent week, but in general, there's better roamers or offlaners or wherever they want to run him instead of Sand King. But with literally all the popular roamers banned out, that being Clockwork, Enchantress, Bounty Hunter, and the Chen, like all big roamers that they know the other team is playing. Sand King is an interesting pickup. I wonder what they want to do with it. Not too good against Night Stalker. Not so good against Disruptor either. And Omni Knight doesn't care about him that much either. But let's see what they do with him.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the strategies from both teams, we're not going to be seeing any kind of last-minute rushed or half-thought-through strategies, I don't think, because we've got Goblak drafting for one team and Matter drafting for the other team. Like, these are very experienced players, so they're not going to be putting together any sort of half-thought-through plans. You know, Matter's played for a lot of teams. I think he was on Power Rangers at one side, so some decent Tier 2 teams. And Goblak, of course, probably one of the most famous players in this game. But we also got the likes of Scandal hanging about, Lightless as well. And the next pick is going to be the Gyrocopter coming out, so nothing super surprising, as we were saying, as of yet. Just a couple of interesting picks, but you're already seeing like the AoE from Sand King and Gyrocopter. That's going to be super scary for No Creativity to be fighting into, which is exactly what they want to be doing with their Omni Knight and their Night Stalker.
10 seconds remaining.
So I think where No Creative should be going with this draft is to either push for super heavy early aggression now or for a stable mid game. We see the Gyrocopter pick coming out with a Razor and a Shadow Shaman. That is a hell ton of a mid game. Like Gyro comes online, Mask of Madness, even half a BKB or anything finished, and he's just going to start running down your carry. And Omni Knight is particularly not good against Gyrocopter. One of the almost only heroes he will lose his lane against, especially if there's something like a Shadow Shaman with a long disable on the lane. So Gyrocopter should be having a good lane here. On the other hand, there is a Night Stalker, and you never know how aggressive their roaming will be in the end. And it just, I'm not sure if they want to take it over aggressive from the side of no creativity here, or stabilize their lanes more and just.
I think either full gank and just try and be super aggressive onto this Gyrocopter pick, or kind of try and balance out for a late game and just try and outplay Falcon at their sort of own draft, if you get what I'm trying to say.
So, what I think balancing out the draft and prolonging the game for potential late game would work better for them.
Okay.
It is still kind of risky not to go for something aggressive because there's a Shadow Shaman on the board, which means pushing will get only harder the longer this game goes on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there will always be a Shadow Shaman lingering in your jungle, maybe get a pick off or get a tower done.
Yeah, one of those super annoying supports which can have a huge effect on the game. So, potential picks for no creativity here. Do they want to go down the Medusa route or something?
Weaver.
Well,
Okay,
that's answered my question. Not a Medusa, but
And
instead
it's more
a
aggressive.
Weaver. Yeah. So now we're sort of seeing, okay, maybe they're looking to snowball a bit. Maybe they're looking to get some pickoffs, get some kills. They have the Night Stalker and the Disruptor. It should be relatively easy for them to do that.
Team ban.
And the OD ban comes out.
I would call it a super greedy pick with the Weaver. There's already a lot of lockdown, so they really rely on the Omni Knight to prevent that repel for the Weaver in the team fight. And I can imagine a more defensive
10
pick coming out
seconds
from no
remaining.
creativity, because otherwise they just get overwhelmed by all the
5
lockdown
seconds
Team
remaining.
Falcon has drafted right now. Like, you can't solely rely on your Weaver to utilize his ultimate and maybe get a repel off to do all your damage in the fight. This Disruptor will be a key factor in this, especially if it comes to Sand King and Shadow Shaman, cancelling out his ultimates, as well as preventing them from entering the team fight in the first place. There is going to be a Tinker. So
Every pub player just got a violent flashback as the Tinker, the pub Stomper himself, comes out. For no
Omni Knight
creativity there.
Tinker, oh no. And also something popular, like they banned Bounty Hunter out themselves, but now they have the Night Stalker to actually find targets for the Tinker in the early mid game. So
5 seconds
what we see
remaining.
from Tinker picks these days is that you always have somebody to at least seek out a kill on the map and then TP the Tinker instead of blindly running around. And never mind, there's a counter. So Storm Spirit
Alright.
coming out. So most old school mid lineup I can think of: Tinker versus Storm Spirit.
Yep, very classical. I mean, picking Storm into Tinker. In terms of the actual lane, Storm Spirit doesn't actually do, like, tremendously. He's going to need some help. But, yeah, like you said, late game, the zaps, being able to catch out that Tinker wherever he is, the flying vision with the remnants even, there's a whole lot of counter to the Tinker. But we'll see how they play around this. I mean, Weaver, he's got the mana break talent. He might get himself a Diffusal Blade. And then you're looking at a Storm who might potentially be running out of mana in these fights, so no creativity, they've got options here. I'm really liking the draft from both of these teams, though. It feels quite balanced. Both teams have options, and no real team has outdrafted the other, I wouldn't say. Do you agree, Potter?
I would say we're going to see a lot of fighting, and the draft is insanely balanced out, but they have two different ideas coming into this draft.
Insanely balanced out.
Yeah, like, on the knock, like, you have a lineup that we're going to see a lot of fighting in the mid lane. You have the Night Stalker together with the Tinker in the mid lane, who will be relaxing in the mid lane, just trying to help his Tinker. And on the other side, you have the Shadow Shaman plus potentially the Sand King roaming into and trying to interrupt the Tinker from getting his levels.
Yeah, I completely agree. Actually. So not often, actually. We do agree on drafts, but there you go. So getting into this game, yeah, we have no creativity versus Falcon, and we have no creativity on the Radiant side. Falcon on the Dire, team captain Godblack, and a couple of other familiar faces in both of these teams. But should we just run through the teams whilst we've got this pause?
Yeah, that sounds good to me, especially in the
great
pause.
idea, doesn't it? Go on then. Can you run through the side of no creativity for me, please?
I will. Malta is playing a trusty Disruptor here. Slender, playing on the Night Stalker, Scandal picking up the Tinker, Massacre on the Omni Knight, and Nephrid on the Weaver.
This is just easy mode. When you pause, they're all in base lined up for you. No jumping around the map, no missing any action. And with that, we're gonna have team captain Godblack. Although actually, not 100% sure. I don't know where their old team captain, Resurrection, because they seem to have. Is that Ace standing in for them on the Shadow Ship? No.
It looks like, well, they're all stand-ins because of the new
true,
team
true.
name, so
But,
it's a bit.
Resurrection isn't here, and I think everybody else was on too. Anyway, not Gucci Gang anymore. Now Team Falcon. We have Goldblack, who seemingly is the captain, playing on this Razor. We have Yell on the Sand King, Ace playing on the Shadow Shaman, Speedman on the Gyrocopter, and finally we have Lightless playing on this mid lane Storm Spirit. Now, we're going to see any early game aggression. Who wins in a rune fight level 1?
I would say the team with the Sand King and the Shadow Shaman, that's for sure. Team Falcon has better early game fight, even though the Night Stalker could interrupt potentially a stun or something coming out. But while they have a lot of, I would say, passive kill potential on no creativity, they don't really have that much burst damage. I actually see the Omni Knight heading for the bot lane. That is interesting indeed.
Yeah, Weaver going to be going top, and it's going to be interesting to see whether this Disruptor stays middle or actually goes to help as Weaver at top, or... I mean, I'm certain the Omni Knight's going to be on his own here. We will see how that one pans out, but it could be a bit of interesting laning going on, trying to predict each other. Of course, you don't want to lane your Razor. They're dodging the Omni Knight. Razor.
Yeah, pretty much. They dodge the Razor Omni Knight lane, and just both teams try to dodge each other here. So
yeah, because obviously Omni Knight will get spanked by Razor, because you know, Static Link, one of the best early game spells, goes through Repel. You know, it's a sad time for an Omni Knight.
And already sitting in the sneaky spot with Jare plus the Shadow Shaman.
Naughty.
Waiting for
anybody to come to that, but it doesn't look like they're going to be in luck today.
Not going to happen.
Yeah,
Massacre is smart. It's not even going for his own rune. They're just completely giving up the rune and just, hey, let Weaver get the top one. I'm going to chill in my trees.
Same with Goblak. Goblak's doing the exact same thing up on his safe lane.
He wants to take a peek, however, on the Omni Knight.
Do we have a missed rune? No, because these guys can see the rune down here.
Is the greed kicking in?
Right, well, Goldblack goes for it. Doesn't actually get the rune there. And that's going to be 3 bounties going for the side of no creativity. So
interesting. Not contesting the bottom rune. A bit strange, but I guess better safe than sorry.
Shaman just put a ward up there. Do we think he was seen? I don't think he was actually
no,
looking at the vision.
He was barely out of vision.
Did get away with that one. Right,
a risky one. But it's a good one to have, especially against the Night Stalker. So having a ward in this position is like, that pretty much prevents any rotation in from the Night Stalker unless he TPs in the tower in the back, and then even then he has to run around. So I just spotted the Omni Knight lane. Should be okay against that lineup.
On to Matter in the top lane. He's just going to TP himself out of here. Nothing to cancel that. So early TP is used, and that's going to be disrupted back to base. So bottom lane Massacre taking a little bit of damage also. Speedman and Ace doing some damage there, but nothing really going to happen. It's all pretty quiet. And
so the support Sand King on position 4 with boots first. I did not expect that. With these lanes, I expected him to heavily roam from the start, and instead we have some dual lanes set up now.
Yeah, we'll see how Yell decides to do this. He may well, nice pull there actually. Thought he missed it, but he didn't. He may well try to roam later on, but yeah, Razor versus Weaver. How does this lane go?
The Weaver against the Razor. I mean, obviously Static Link will not be effective here because Weaver kind of Shikuchi's out every time.
Shikuchi is style. Hold on, bottom lane, Speedman's being chased down, Slander's come down, Matter and Massacre trying to get him down, but they can't quite do it, and then the TP from Sand King is going to scare them away, but I think that's actually what they wanted to achieve from this, get that Weaver a bit of space on the top lane by pressuring bottom, because they can't let their Gyrocopter be chased out of lane. It's more important to have the Gyrocopter safe than it is to have the Razor safe.
Yeah, and especially on that top lane, even if he chooses to still level up Static Link, which he still has to run out of the range of the Static Link on the Weaver.
Storm gets a little bit low in mid, but he does have the salve, so he's just gonna pop himself right back up and get back into it. But obviously, such an annoying lane. If looking at the last hits though, we have the Storm Spirit actually pulling ahead a little bit, so the laser not doing a whole lot to stop things right now. holding on to his second level, not deciding to level up March or Heat-Seeking Missile yet, which is actually super smart. It means that you can get a kill with Heat-Seeking Missile, the burst from that, if you need it. But if you don't need it, then you just wait and you get some, when you hit level 4, you get a bunch of levels in March of the Machines, and all of a sudden the lane is yours. You basically just get to push and go home and then push some more and get loads of money.
Oh, lovely. Omni Knight safe lane. Doesn't everybody love to play against that lane?
Supports hate him.
Sure.
Just one simple trick.
Going on with that again. I mean, he is fairly annoying for pretty much any support. Name one support that can stand against him. Can't think of anyone. Lots of TPs coming at top. Goblik was about to get dived by Night Stalker, but diffused the situation. We're sitting Yell behind the Tinker in mid. Just a Raz, I imagine? No?
Dropping a bit, but there's nothing really I can do. No mana at all on the Storm Spirit, so yeah, just a bit of harass.
Boulder just came in.
Bit of space, a bit of...
Nice speedman at bottom. Actually a little bit in trouble, but there is a glimpse coming out.
Yep, he's back into the trees. Matter and Massacre trying to do their best, sharing the damage from the rocket barrage, but Speedman, I think he's getting out of this one. They can't quite dive the tower that much.
And Goblik top getting Nephrid. He has the stick charge. No, survives on the toe still. So much action already coming out, but no first blood.
No first blood indeed, and I really wish you hadn't cursed us like that, but we will do our best to catch it.
We would never miss a first
Slander, but no, just running away from Yal here. Disruptor's about as well, they know this, they're not going to go on anything crazy, but surely Slander, he wants to get something done in this nighttime. He's a Night Stalker for Pete's sake, and he's going to come... No.
I don't see him getting an early kill against the Jaro and the Sand King on the lane. That's... What you're gonna do? Go in the Sand King and then get punished by Jaro?
Pings out onto Lightless here, but he's got the illusions which will scout them out early, trying to get back into the trees, but they are ready to dive. Here we go, stun coming out, the Void is there, the Rocket's coming through as well, a couple more right clicks will do the job, the Lightning is on him, but no, first blood goes to Lightless, mana going down as well. What a terrible game from No Creativity, as Falcon managed to turn it around with the Gyrocopter even TPing in. That is not a hero they expected to see though.
So much patience on Lightless there. He was waiting to the absolute last second or to hit on the Night Stalker, and perfectly utilizing the tower hits the Night Stalker took.
Very nicely done by him, and securing his team 2 kills. So that is not the first night you want as a Night Stalker.
Definitely not.
To say the least. I mean, I'm not sure what else they could have done differently though. They needed to get a kill. They needed to put some pressure on. And they wanted to give their Tinker some space. And instead, they end up...
Yeah, kind of giving Storm even more. I mean, Storm is about to hit level 6 pretty soon in about 1.5 waves. Tinker is a little bit ahead in XP, however. But...
a couple more denies, and of course, Lightless being able to catch up a little bit with those kills. But deny is so important right now. And Tinker is pretty good at denying, especially when you can blind your opponent and being able to steal his last hits. But up at top, we do have the Matter on his Disruptor, kind of. Paying a visit, but there's a ward up here. So they did see him coming. Does use the Static Link now that Scucci was used. That's going to give the Razor quite a lot of damage, 63 actually, so...
Yeah, it's incredible. He just casted and oh, hold on.
Yeah, we have a bit of action in the river, but that is cancelled by the Disrupt. The double stun from Yell, but Scandal, he's got the haste rune and will get that kill with the laser onto Ace there. And now going up the hill, but this kinetic field is out. Yell, what can he do? Well, he can do that. Burrow Strike away from it. Scandal and Matter trying to chase him down, but he's got the safety of the shrine behind him, and that is going to deter them from doing anything fancy.
They were definitely not risking a potential shrine fight there, and Follower is actually TPing in and smoking up on the shrine. Interesting. So he's gonna hunt a Tinker, isn't he?
I think he is. And with Shackles and a Storm
Dangerous.
Spirit holding him still, yeah. Could be trouble for Scandal.
On Slumber is sitting in the mid.
Well. Let's see if they can get anything done now. But no, he walks up onto the high ground at just the right time. But Scandal, he still gets shackled. But Lightless thinking twice about things. Going into the trees to stop Scandal running away there. Nice rotation, but all of a sudden, 3 heroes around. Lightless, he still gets a kill. Will he be able to get out though? That is a big old heal. He's got the wand. He can get the zit. No, he can't. Void comes out. Slander getting the kill. And Lightless is down. Ace could do nothing there, but watch his mid die. They do get the kill, but both mids are dead. Return kill from No Creativity means that kind of makes things a little bit even. I guess the fact that Storm Spirit got the kill kind of means that the gank was a little bit more successful from Falcon, but...
I would say it makes it super worth. He killed the Tinker before dying of himself, established himself over the Tinker once more, recovered his EXP lead. The Tinker had earlier, and Shadow Shaman get EXP as well.
Well, out comes the March, and yeah, Lightless just got a very depressing look at the future for his team. It's always a signature moment in a game when Tinker throws out that first March of the Machines and you go, well, here we go.
Goldblack. Not particularly going for any item, like going for the Hurricane Pike first. Interesting.
Well, interesting
Maybe
that he's
needed.
got the Force Staff lined up as his very first item. Does he have anything in the courier or?
I could imagine this is just a precaution against pretty much Disruptor as well as Night Stalker and the Omni Knight. So he just needs range from them in order to stay alive in this game.
Ulti dropped in the bottom lane by Speedman here as he's trying to chase down Slander. It is now daytime, so he's a pretty slow boy. And Ace coming around the other end of the trees, and that is going to secure them that kill, might it? Yes, there we go. Speedman, he's got the phase boost, he's got the damage. And just some really nice rotations coming out from Falcon in this early game to secure them some kills, some nice movements around the map, and even in the fights as well. Some fancy feet. One thing I really liked was the gank on the Tinker at mid. Nothing happening at top, just some pings. Yeah, the gank on the Tinker at mid, Lightless, rather than just staying on his face and dropping some damage into him, he went to the only place where he knew he could survive, which was in the trees here. And stayed in there, throw down some remnants. He knew exactly where Scandal was going, and he basically stopped Scandal being able to escape under the safety of his tower, whilst the supports were coming in, which would have made things much more awkward, but they did get a kill. So, last hits, we see the Razor well out in front, 48 last hits compared to the Weaver that's 38. It is an offlane Weaver though, but they've been more or less solo pretty much the whole game except for the very start. But this static link has been doing an awful lot to help him out.
It effectively prevents the Weaver from taking all his last hits with Shikuchi. So, since he has to wait out for it, so he doesn't just get pretty much sapped by Razor forever, which is not working out particularly well. He still managed to get a good amount of last hits and almost staying up to the Razor on the lane. But now with the Force Staff and everything, Goblin is looking really strong. I don't think they can kill him at this point. Full wand as well.
Yeah, it's still super interesting that he's gone for the Force Staff as the first item. You don't see that very often. Usually you want to get that Dragon Lance or something first, because the stats from Force Staff, other than the healing, the HP regen, it's not all that.
Hold on, Slander is running behind him. He's gonna see Follow Eyes here.
Yeah.
Force, not Ice. My bad.
Oh, we call him Force? Have we been calling him wrong? I always thought it was Ace. Like, 4 as a A.
Follow Force. Yeah, it's funny because, you know, the 4 is actually like a word.
Who knows?
I guess that's what it means. I'm probably terribly wrong, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it is. I think it's Ace, but we will see. Anyway, bottom lane. Massacre jumping onto Speedman here. Has he got the speed to get out, man? Oh, what a pause. What a pause indeed. So Gyrocopter, mid, Glimpse. Omni Knight not really in the best position, and now, you know, Glimpse, it's a powerful smell because 1 minute you're running away, next minute you got to completely recalibrate your map awareness and all that stuff. So this is a pretty good pause for Speedman right here. I mean, the Weaver did disconnect. It's actually their team's gank, so it's definitely not anything fishy going on here. It's just unfortunate timing, but yeah, Mata is going to be pretty upset about that one, because basically what Speedman gets to do now is he gets to decide exactly where he wants to go, like analyze, figure out the best path.
Mata might even be in trouble. Nope, instantly drops the field, realizes this.
Yeah, Massacre jumping in, he doesn't care. Speedman though, I think he's going to get away from this one as Goldblack TP's in as well. In comes the Storm as well, they're dropping a lot of heroes here. All they're going to get for it is a Disruptor though. I don't think they can kill Massacre under the tower, so... Although, Yellow's here as well.
There's a Razor. I could imagine them just diving this.
Yep, and here we go. That Razor's going to give them vision any second now. The Repel and TP out, though. Nothing you can do about that one. Massacre, well, he's a clever man, and he does get out of that gank.
Yep, the gank. Get out of the gank free card. Utilized right there. Omni Knight not looking too good on the last hit. I expected more from this Omni Knight. I pretty much expected him to win his lane straight up, and now he barely broke even just to the effort put in the lane with all the gangster rotations on the other lanes. Omni Knight didn't actually get to do much, and lacking any particular amount of kills as well. Like he's 0-0-1 on Omni. That's not where you want to be coming off such a pretty simple lane.
Yeah, I mean, doing okay on last hit, but really nothing special, like you say.
Oh, Yell actually getting caught out here. There we go.
Yep.
There's one.
There we go. He heard you. He was like, oh yeah, thanks, Caster, I'll go and do that. And then went and got himself a kill.
Yeah, never mind. I won't question you again, Mighty Omni Knight. Top, we see Follow Ace actually getting dived by Weaver, and that's a kill as well.
Yeah. Dangerous Shadow Shame, he's got a lockdown. Oh, bye.
Bye.
Razor takes a free trip back across the map. Return ticket issued by the Disruptor there.
Don't worry, he forced the glimpse. It's on cooldown now.
Nice. Worth.
Actually, we'll find Speedman in jungle. This is
the
oh, Mata. No.
That's, I mean, I didn't expect him to die that quickly, but with the phase boots you can just kind of attack him and stay within the Rocket Barrage range, and he's a Disruptor after all.
And Max Rocket Barrage. Ah, lovely gyro.
Yeah,
such a fun spell.
It's pretty brutal. You'll need your Omni Knight on hand to be able to protect people from those, that's for sure. It was worth mentioning though that Omni Knight is pretty good versus Rocket Barrage because it's a not a direct nuke. It's like lots of little nukes, so you can get the heal and repel off pretty quickly. And if he's about though, obviously.
Looks like they want to get their first tide done top now. Yeah, Shadow Shaman just recently dropping 6.
Not their first tower,
7.
actually. They took bottom tower just now.
They did, indeed. I'm pretty blind. Alright then. But first wards of the game, that's for sure.
First wards of the game, yeah, you are correct in that.
That's what I wanted to say, pretty sure.
Okay.
Doesn't look like they're going to get the tower though, because
No,
Weaver pretty much cleared out the entire wave. And the tower just... Okay.
Alright, no more snakes for you.
Find Slander instead.
Yep, now you do have the Night Stalker trapped up, and that is going to be a kill. A lot of damage from Lightless right now. He's got that maxed Overload and maxed Static Remnant, and now a Kea coming out for him, which I did mean to mention before. Very important item on the Storm Spirit.
So all 5 Team Falcon heroes gathering around the mid lane. Nope, TPing away, just as I said that. There's a region in top, which they might want to skydive for the Storm Spirit.
Just want to shout out to the fight recap, which tells us there was 3 Eagle songs used there in a Nocturne core by the Storm Spirit, so... He's been farming harder than we realised, according to Valve.
Looking at the net worth, we see Storm pretty much dominating it so far. A little bit of an old drop down top just to clear the wave from the gyro, but... Storm on top of net worth, followed by Gyro and Weaver pretty much on the same level, small difference, just like 60 gold out.
Weaver actually dropping to the tank squad here. Sorry, Ace dropping to the tank squad.
This man was on a warding mission and he found a team. Info gathered.
Easy.
Ah, that happens. That's support for you.
Yeah, that's the problem. When you have they have Disruptor on their team, he's going to die a lot. He's also going to create a lot of kill opportunities. That's the thing with heroes like Disruptor and the Shadow Shaman. You just kind of accept the fact that if you get ganked, you're probably going to die. You have no escape. You have no real lockdowns like a Bane can do, where you can put someone to sleep and run away. Sheep doesn't last long enough, that sort of thing. But in return, you got to create the opportunities for your team. And whether they be kills, which the opportunities which Matter creates, or towers, and also kills, but to a lesser extent, which Shadow Shaman creates, so...
A little bit of a smoking coming up by Slunder and Marta here. Oh, they're gonna run into the 2 heroes that
they get the silence off they can. The disruption, though, sends him back a little bit. Not quite what they wanted. Ulti dropped onto Yell here. They really want to get a kill out of this smoke, and they will do so. 4 heroes hanging around this top lane. They want a tower.
Rocket Goblet coming in as well.
Are they going for this? Speedman hanging about. And the dip forwards, he manages to catch out the Tinker under tower here, but can't quite get enough done. They are in the March of the Machines, it's quite a lot of damage. Now the Omni Knight ulti comes out, Godblack coming in though, he's got himself a lot of damage. Well, actually no, only 78. And now he's... No, okay. Ace, I was wondering if there was some special plan here, but no, he was just making some
They're bailing out.
Ooh, sending Yell back to base there, really, really important. And Speedman, managing to chase down Slander over here. Not in the fight at all.
So, we saw Night Stalker escaping from here, and he ended up dying over there. I have questions.
He ran a long way, took the Gyro completely out of the fight. But who
Smells
really...
like homing missile to me, if you ask.
Very possible. Very, very possible. Only flight recap worked.
Dire's top tower
Oh,
is
we
under
have
attack.
Goblak chasing down the Omni Knight, his favourite damage steal target, though he's going to get blocked by his Gyrocopter. But still gets 126 damage. They won't chase down the Omni because he's just a pain in the ass to kill. He's got drums now as well. Drums,
And
Soul
Goldlick
Ring.
actually going for Midas, if you look at his inventory. After the Force Staff, between the Hurricane Pike, like finished up the Force Staff, go for Midas, and now the Hurricane Pike. And then going for BKB. That is a fairly interesting item.
Okay.
Build. I think it's more of like they realize they have to switch it up because they're not, they will not go into super early mid game because the game is still extremely even. We had 18 minutes, 1k net worth difference, so I think they had more of a
And they're
fast
against
meeting in the team.
And they're against a Tinker who they failed to shut down. I mean, it was a big ask for them to do so, but I think that was the idea. You get the 4 stuff, and then if the game starts going really well, you can go Hurricane Pike, you can get some other things, then all of a sudden you're going pretty hard. But if it doesn't, get your Midas, you know? Go into the late game, follow your Gyrocopter. Obviously, Gyrocopter's going to be stealing the majority of the farm this game with his flat cannon, but that doesn't mean he can't Midas a couple of creeps and get some money that way.
So, in terms of game progression, we look at no creativity. They have a Tinker on the board. Scandal is doing his best. Has the blink up going for the Ether Lens and has his travels completed, obviously. So, your Omniad is not doing too good. He's sitting on the lower end of the network chart, below the Razor, below the Gyro, and below the Storm. So, all 3 of the cores from the side of Falcon. What do you want to do in this game?
Smoke up, going for bottom lane. But yeah, no creativity. They have a timing to hit, but we will just watch as Yell and Lightless in the trees here. They get the stun, but it's a bait. They're getting the Tinker. Can they get this kill before his team get there? No, the heal! Oh, it completely blows them up with the Disruptor ulti on top. That is 2 very dead heroes on the side of Falcon. Beautifully baited by no creativity there. Oh my gosh.
That was indeed a great bait. That was... wow.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone who would have not gotten for that Tinker kill there.
Yeah, like Tinker blinks to the
Beautifully
creep wave
set up.
just to, you know, you're like, yeah, man, that's a kill, right? Everybody thinks
Yeah,
that's a kill.
that's just when the reactions kick in, like, oh, the Tinker made a misplay, go, and then, crap. And also, I wouldn't say lucky on the timing of the Omniite, but just in time with the heal.
Yeah, I mean, it was all planned, all calculated. And the rockets coming
Of course.
out. That's gonna be super annoying. The glimpse back as well. This may be a dead Shadow Shaman. It sure is. He goes down.
And looks like they just did exactly what we were worried about. Just try to push it with the Weaver and the Omni Knight and hit their timing. Otherwise, I don't see them competing against the Gyro plus a Razor. Because now Omni Knight is actually going for Yules. This is fairly interesting.
Yeah,
I believe it's to counter
might
something.
be a dead Omni Knight.
Stun at bottom.
There are a couple of stuns coming through. I mean, he does get the heal off. He doesn't get the repel off though. Oh, he does eventually. They're stealing the damage though. He pops the ulti.
Oh,
He's
no.
keeping out of here. He gets away. Omni Knight, what a hero.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-man gank. Oh, that's all good, homie. I'm just gonna get myself out of here.
Yeah, I would say that ultimate is justified
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
Omni. I mean, it's a
Completely
Guardian Angel
wastes-
down, but he wastes 4 people's time right there in the
4
game.
heroes doing nothing. Yeah,
And Razor ult.
and Razor ult. Oh, Goblak. So yeah, very happy with his Midas purchase right now, I would imagine.
Yeah, but I still don't completely agree with it. I think going for like something like a something.
Oh no, I completely hate it as a as a personal opinion. I can see why he's done it. As a Dota 2 player though, it makes me a little bit ill inside to see my Razor building a Midas after a 4 stuff. But
Oh, the ping
yeah, they know.
on the scan coming out.
They know something's fishy here.
But Joke's on
Completely
you,
avoided.
nobody is on their side of the map.
Completely
So
avoided.
no creativity, all on top. All pushing guitar.
Man, I'm so impressed by no creativity this game. They're playing some excellent Dota, just like crazy good map awareness.
So are they going to sniff out that they're completely behind them right now?
Slander, he's kind of...
Dyer's top
They
Great
are
place
already,
right
this
now.
is pretty awkward.
Okay, now they drop the silence onto the gyrocopter, so no instant turnaround here. The static link onto the Nightstock, he's going to be able to get away. Now comes the cooldown. They manage to actually get the Storm Spirit back inside the Disruptor ulti, but he manages to zip away. Now comes in Speedman, he's got the Black Cannon up, but they're bringing down the Tinker, but they can't quite do it. They actually take out the Weaver. Everybody's dropping right now. It does look to be Falcon's fight, though. As they manage to come through, Speedman doing a lot of damage here. Massacre just able to get out there.
bottom tower.
Oh, it was a huge epicenter by Yell there in the fight.
Massive.
Finishing off 3 people with the waves.
Yeah,
Only
it
the
was-
Omni Knight surviving, and guess what? No Guardian Angel in that fight, and that really hurt him.
Yeah, so maybe, just maybe, it wasn't worth for him to escape. Maybe he should have just respawned and kept the ulti.
I don't think they
But
expected
how
them from
can you-
arriving from behind. Like, if you look at the smoke gang path, we saw this on the map. And they scanned them over here in the jungle. You would not expect the rotation coming in from this side. You would probably expect them, hey, over here they realized they didn't gank anyone, and then they rotate back to the jungle to defend the tower, and they set up for that. And then pretty much Falcon just rotated behind them and completely ruined all their setup defenses.
Yeah, no, like they must have known that it was a team fight, but they thought they could take it. Especially like Disruptor got a fantastic pickoff. Well, nearly got a fantastic pickoff early on the fight to the Tinker, but he didn't quite manage to follow through with it and finish off that kill. And I think that was super important. Sorry, onto the Storm Spirit, not the Tinker. Now Scandal still able to just be super annoying here, but yeah, after all, like Falcon, they really wanted a fight there, but I think it wasn't a fight to allow them to take objectives. Obviously they did take a tower, but it wasn't necessarily to let them take racks any sooner, but more to stop no creativity from sort of steamrolling ahead and causing problems with their overfarmed Weaver and Tinker, etc. They need to take a bit of wind out of their sails, so to speak.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what they've done.
They just said, yeah, the game is completely even again. We are on literally 0 net worth difference. It's jumping back and forth from the teams.
Yeah, it's a very close game so far. What more could you ask? And here we go, we have a smoke. Night Silent smoke pops. The wards are down on the tower. That tower ain't surviving, it's going nowhere. The smoke though, what is this smoke?
They're
The
bailing.
tower's gone.
That Shadow Shaman is bailing out, hopefully. Might get caught at Chibisando here.
He's pretty fast.
And sees him.
Is it a bait?
Yep, that's a glimpse. He
Alright,
should
so-
be dead here. Yeah.
Poor Ace though, just kind of stopped to reevaluate his life
Under attack.
in the river.
So what I
There
think
were
what
3
happened
enemies
is,
chasing him.
I gotta look. I'm pretty sure he just wanted to buy wards in the shop and realized they're on cooldown, and that's why he died. That's a tear shed for a support player right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's better places to do your shopping than in the river, but at the same time, he didn't realise the situation. They had control over the radiant map. They had this deep ward here. It's been dewarded now.
So, you know
Weaver,
creativity.
big pickup. Hang on, can we talk about some items? We haven't talked at all about items this game when we have a Weaver with Lincoln Sphere.
There's a
blade.
defusal, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, the mana drain onto the Storm Spirit, especially if they get him inside the Disruptor ulti, there's just no way he's going to survive these fights.
Yeah,
Super
and more
scary.
protection coming from Omni as well. It's now going for the Lotus Orb, so
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
lots of defensive items coming. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call Diffusal a defensive item, of course, but
Radiant's middle tower
the Omni is definitely building into his Night Stalker with his own Midas.
We have Tinker.
No.
He's got himself the, nearly got himself an Axe. Yep, he's got the Axe now. Huge item from him, honestly. It's going to be really painful.
And BKB finished up on the Jara as well as an SNY, and this Jara is getting pretty scary if you ask me.
Yep.
Like,
That
going for
sucks.
the straight for the butterfly now. Yeah, he's enjoying this. Hitting all the sacks.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice when you've got a hero like a Storm Spirit, because these are heroes which can push out lanes, and generally be quite aggressive with their farming, which means that you leave the more defensive farm camps like your own jungle and creeps which are pushed out near your towers. They all go to your gyrocopter, which is really, really nice compared to other mid heroes who will prefer to farm in a safer spot because they don't have an escape. So nice little drafting by Falcon there, which means that their gyrocopter is sort of managing to catapult ahead even above the Tinker. So yeah, support's still struggling to find their first items, unsurprisingly. I mean, they're really low down in these net worth charts, especially poor Matter, who's got himself Tranquils and optimistically a 4-staff queued up, that extremely optimistic 4-staff. Won't be getting that for the time being. And Razor gets himself a full BKB, so he still hasn't got this bloody Hurricane Pike.
He's putting it in the quick buy just so we mention it every 2 minutes, and then he's going for a different item.
18.
It's like, he knows.
Casters.
He knows.
Alrighty then, well...
I bet on it. He knows.
They're actually going to smoke around one another. We're playing smoke around the,
Seems that... Oh, they saw it just in the scan. So just scanned them.
No team can really Roche at, like, within 10 minutes. You know, like, it's gonna take a long time for a team to Roshan this game. But now comes the stun. They do find the Omni Knight. Can they get it in time before he drops the ultimate? No, they can't. He drops the ultimate. The Disruptor ulti, though, it's just BKB through. There's 3 BKBs coming out. What is this? What do you do against this? You can't. My god, Falcon. They've only managed to get themselves 2 kills, though. That is 3 10-second BKBs. I did not see the Storm pick up. He's got Bloodstone, Kaya, and BKB now. Very fat heroes.
Somehow this was not a team wipe. I expected no creativity to get wiped in that fight, but Tinker get out, Weaver get out, Night Stalker get out somehow. And only losing Disruptor and Omni Knight in that fight is a pretty arcade trade, considering all the BKBs get used.
Oh, wait, maybe he's token too soon as the heroes are gathering up. Now they manage to catch Slander inside the coil. Can they finish him off? Yes, they can. Speedman on a wicked 6th streak, trying to find someone else here. The Tinker, he's stunned out by the rockets, and now the rocket barrage coming down, and the ulti by Yell. They're gonna get in good and proper. Nefrit running away up into the tree line. He's gonna be alright.
Okay, just forget what I said. That doesn't make sense anymore.
They literally took off the 3 heroes who weren't wiped.
It literally turned into a team wipe. Yeah.
Anyway.
Just the lonely Weaver running around. And now they're going for the race. Even Walt's committed for it. I think they need the damage, so it's fine.
Otherwise, like we're saying, both teams have just terrible Roshan this game. And he just denied the cheese. They get a kill on some Matter.
I don't know. No, I think he dropped something on the ground and denied it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
There was no cheese.
First Roshan, no cheese. My bad.
What did he deny?
I don't know. Just like a Iron Branch or something, I'm sure. You saw him attack the floor though as well, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, like I saw him denying something on the ground, 100%.
I got really panicked in case he'd just done a.
We have to go to the instant replay. Joke.
Resources we do not have.
Yet.
Who was it who denied that the Aegis in TI3 finals?
Oh, that's. I'm an old man.
It's like Karkar or something? Kezu? No, not Kezu. I don't remember. Anyway, some people had cheese a long time ago. Let's move on with our lives. So yeah, Falcon in a really good spot right now, actually. They've got themselves some decent items. Got a lot of BKBs. They got a big old Bloodstone from the Storm Spirit, who just zip into the
massacred. Just going solo on Speedman on the gyro. No fear. Forced the Razor to TPN, who finished Travels now. Yeah.
He doesn't even have the Aegis, but whatever.
Come on, Goblag. Now you build Travels, and he still has that Hurricane Pike.
Wow, this is it's getting really frustrating, Goblag. Just buy the Hurricane Pike, dude. Stop baiting us. Such a tease. Well, top lane, there is a bit of pressure coming out, but no creativity. They need to make something happen. Like, surely their timing, their team, their lineup, their timing is now. And
yeah,
they're not really achieving that.
Marta is not having the best game here as well. He's sitting on 1.6k net worth. He has his Trankles and a magic wand. This is it.
Yeah.
He has a clarity
Oh,
left
he's got
over.
the
From phase.
he's got the Aghanims queued up now. All about the optimism.
Ambitious.
Yeah, very ambitious Aghanims.
And Nefrid. Just sitting behind 4 enemy heroes. Doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a Weaver with a link in
He
BKB.
Yeah.
10-second
And-
BKB, by the way.
Dire are scanning.
Ooh,
And he
Wiz.
knows there's no blink on
Oh.
the on the Shadow Shaman, so Storm can't
They
catch him,
have
mate.
scanned him, actually. They've scanned him. Ace is going. Here comes a Storm. You say you can't catch him out, but he jumps deeper into the trees. And TP's away. Storm guessing the wrong direction. And the Weaver will be able to get out of this one, wasting a scan and a bit of time. More importantly, being able to push out a wave and save his own life.
And there's the Lotus from the Omni Knight, which will be pretty good against the Razor. He just can dump it on himself and run into the fight. Or on the Night Stalker, both a really good target for the Razor.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Yell. He's been playing a very strong Sand King this game. He's got his Yules, his Blink, queuing up a Lotus Orb of their own. But his epicenters have been like game winning. Honestly, nothing short of it. In the trees with Nefrit right now, they're gonna come across one another. Oh, pops the Lincoln's perfectly, but now the BKB coming out, Goldback's coming in, trying to chase him down. There is no team TPing to help out Nefrit, but I don't think it's needed, as he will just be able to scoochie away and be in the relative safety of his jungle.
It is a BKB committed, so it is down to 9 seconds without anything in return. And they still lose the tower, probably will lose the tower top. So yeah.
Speedman picking up his butterfly. He is starting to do a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think this is the point where Jara just runs down the lane and gets 2 towers, and they can't stop him doing that.
Well, you say that. They have a Tinker.
They have a Tinker, but I believe in Jara here.
I'm just saying, like, Gyro can't just, like, run out of lane and kill everything, because his creeps will be dead. That's the beauty of Tinker. And, Speedman, his farming efficiency is pretty insane, actually.
And Nefr is just creep cutting, so the push top has been defended.
I mean, they're making space, they're drawing out the time, but for what? For who?
For the Eon Disc on Omni Knight.
Oh god, you're not joking. You're not even joking. He has got that item queued up.
Yeah, you thought I was joking.
I did. I think most people did.
I kinda understand why he builds it, but it also looks like a pretty game-losing item in the side of Omni. Because look at all the defensive items he has. He has a Yule Scepter. He has a Force Staff to defend himself. Then he now built a Lotus Orb so he doesn't get disabled that much. And now he's actually going for Eon Disc, so it still doesn't happen. Where is his damage coming from?
Yeah, I mean, well, you could argue that he's not really the damage on his team. They're relying on Weaver, but honestly, Weaver to do all of your right-click damage?
Right now, all Weaver did in the fight
Big
is
question
pretty much
marks.
run away from people.
Yeah, yeah.
He can't sit
Ooh,
around
Weaver.
and take any hits.
This could be his 9-second BKB at the very least. It's Matter and Slander. Oh no, that's not his own team.
Yeah. Although he's getting ganked by his own team. Good job, Nomad.
Thank you. Just the safety bodyguards of the Weaver here.
Actually, Yellow's sitting in the trees over here.
Oh yeah, big, yeah.
Like,
That's definitely his 9-second BKB.
Don't mind me. I'm here.
He's just hanging out. Blinking around, repositioning.
This is exciting to watch.
What's he doing here, Potom? Please enlighten us.
That is a good question.
Okay, you don't know.
Yell, what are you doing there? He has a TP.
Just
Are they setting up some crazy gang
yeah, I think
where
that's
they
the
force
idea.
him back into his epicenter? But on the other hand, there's only 3 people there, and it looks like they're going to trade for the bottom racks with the Shaman ult. But Tinker's already there, so it's probably not going to happen.
some dead creeps. Speedman defending top lane. I think this is just both teams defending. I'm not really sure anything can happen here. So when is Falcon's timing? What
Everything
is the go
after
time?
40 minutes should be theirs. I think no creativity needs to bring the pressure to them, not the other way around. I think this Jara is in a position where he wins the late game no matter what at this point. Because of Storm picking off a Tinker potentially. Hold on at bottom. Disruptor. Goodbye. That's the Orchid. Also Gem picked up on Storm Spirit.
I'll pick up. Smart pickup indeed. Good for the Weaver.
Oh, actually bought by a trusty Shadow Shaman, delaying his easel lens once more.
Oh, what a guy. So, guess what item Godblack's building now?
Is it a Hurricane Pike?
No, it's not. It's actually an Aghanim Scepter.
He's playing so many Ogre Clubs this game.
Yeah, man. Drowning in Ogre Clubs.
Oh no, hold on. He's gonna finish it. It's just a baiting
Yell
point
might
booster.
come out of the trees. Will it happen?
Maybe.
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 This is the only life he knows anymore. I mean, he's been there so long.
The tree life. He has become a tree.
Oh, he finally gives up.
Yeah, he passed the scepter to Nefrit. He's just sitting there now.
Yeah, tag out to the enemy team. And I wonder what Nefrit's gonna do. Although Yell is hanging around.
No way.
Oh,
What a
they
timing.
come across to each other, and that is gonna be a Weaver. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm not entirely sure there's a whole lot that Sun King can do by himself.
I don't think he realized.
Let's go have a look at the rest of the teams.
Oh, he's dropping the ward there. Smart.
Ring,
The Tinkerbird.
Um,
But there's already a sentry in place.
No.
This is the last spot you would expect the sentry.
And he does get the stun off onto the Weaver. Tower going down in the meantime, but who cares about that? It's all about the fight of the bugs. It's the Scorpion and the I don't know, Beetle. Battle it out. And Lightless also searching for this Weaver. I mean, he is so annoying for them because he's cutting through waves. He's being annoying. Oh, he doesn't actually catch him. Actually, he doesn't have the blink though. But the burrow strike is long enough. Can they take him out? Yes, they can. 9-second BKB committed to that as well. Oh no! After such a long time of cutting waves, Nefrit finally paying the price. Now,
It really looks like he overstayed his welcome there.
jump forwards though, they're trying to get Scandal here, but now the Ultimate is popped from Disruptor. They're taking down the Storm Spirit very quickly, and that's a gem down, but Speedman coming in the back. He's got the damage, he takes out Matter, he's looking for Massacre as well, who's using all his protective items on himself, and it is going to keep him alive for a little bit, but this is a Gyrocopter. He's got a lot of damage and a big payload to deliver right into the Omni Knight's face. And that is a double kill and a godlike spree for Speedman, so totally worth losing your Storm Spirit for it. And where did the gem go?
It goes on the Night Stalker.
So
He snatched it.
a nice little
Compensation.
recompense, yeah.
At least something, but pretty horrendous fight. This is the point where Jaro just runs over everybody, by the way. So
Yeah. Now most teams probably would have gone to take some tier 3s for some buybacks, but actually Falcon say no. We want a giant sheep, okay guys.
yeah, the last thing you want is getting stalled out by a Tinker on your in front of the high ground and then not be able to save Roche. So rather go for the Roche first and now make the attempt at the high ground with Omni Knight down only.
But if you check the chat recently, there's some hot Russian memes coming out. I just wish I could know what they said. If anybody wants to translate the Russian memes, then I'd be mostly grateful. Unless it's grotesque, in which case just let me not know. But we see finally some towers going down, and I think this might be the death push coming forwards, even with buybacks. Although Tinker has Aghanim's.
Yeah, there's a laser coming out, so not much hitting. There's no MKB either.
Side the Vice as well on the Tinker, as I think we saw it in the last fight. Onto the Storm Spirit, so yeah. Actually pretty hard for them to push high ground, but at the same time they have a Gyrocopter who is one of these heroes, and a Storm as well. Both of these heroes are pretty happy to just go and farm to get more items. You know, Storm Spirit, he can directly transfer the mana he gets into damage. He can just zip around the fight for days, and that's super important.
Especially with the 25 talent, picking up the Auto Remnant.
Yeah, it just increases the amount of mana
I believe
damage
Jaro hit the 25 club as well. Okay, yeah, homing missile charges.
Yeah,
Why not
just
Global
those two
Call
right
now? It's such a good talent. Huh. Yeah, not
for
really.
those who missed the Aghanims.
It should be level 21, wasn't it?
No, I think it was always level 25. I'm not entirely sure though.
Maybe you should give it like a silence when it hits, or the second missile gets a silence on everybody. Just buff it up a little. But right now, homing missile charges is always better. They're looking for the Weaver again.
Yeah,
Fight
and they
him.
will find him, Nefrit. Oh, the silence comes out immediately. BKB, TP out. Is there anything you have to
is
cancel
this a
that?
no?
No.
Yeah, it is. That was close,
Yeah.
even with a BKB.
It was close, yeah.
The Weaver is
You know, I
squishy.
I could almost feel him like hovering over time lapse and considering going down a different route there, but he didn't need to in the end. He was patient.
Sweaty palms right there.
Very sweaty palms. Not the only thing. Now,
let's check Goblak's item progression. Finished up the Aghanims.
I don't
Surely
want to anymore.
you will finish
I
it now.
don't want to check his items. Why has he had it in his autobuy the entire game and not even... I mean, we're 42 minutes in,
forgot
he's
about
literally
it.
had it
Maybe...
at the very start of the game. It's literally on his HUD. You can't forget about that.
But you can't really blame him. Every item decision he made is actually correct. So
Pretty on point, yeah. And I also, yeah, we haven't talked about it, but the Aghanims I super like on the Razor, because when you're facing the anti-push, which is as strong as Tinker, you really need heroes which can just run up onto the high ground and hit towers and try and do some damage in that small window you have, right?
I guess that is a possibility, but I think it sounds more useful than it is.
Oh, you don't like the X?
No, not precisely. I think the X is pretty good this game, but not because of the Tinker push, or like not in terms of pushing.
Fighting?
Yeah, like you have that against the Omni Knight, which is pretty good. Like
That's true, that's true.
getting armor down and doing passive damage in the fight.
Yeah,
That's
Weaver
what
as
you
well,
want to do.
that BKB piercing damage.
Especially, don't forget, there's armor reduction on every Eye of the Storm hit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that helps out immensely.
But I mean, other than the Omni Knight, the other heroes, they can't really look down enough to get more than 1 or 2 hits if Eye of the Storm on them. I wouldn't say.
He used the minus one strike interval talent, so that's not coming out. I guess it is enough, especially. Oh, he did it! We have a Hurricane Pike.
Yes! Finally!
Finally. Only took him
Thank you,
43
Goblak.
minutes. And
Correct.
4 different items.
Okay, we can all relax.
In Kang, he's gonna sell it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need this stupid thing anymore. Well, it might be no creativity looking for something here. I mean, they have to try something. At the moment, they're just delaying the game.
Yell might be the target here. He just showed a line with Sandstorm, but on the other hand, there's a Storm Spirit already jumping around, scouting out.
He's looking for more. He's gonna find the Night Stalker. The Lotus Orb not quite quick enough, but the Repel is there, and that's actually gonna be enough to help him escape to base.
That's
Very
a
nice
cooldown.
retreat. Yeah,
Oh, Nullifier on the Jaro. Gonna hurt.
interesting. So that's a lot of damage. 65 damage. Some nice armor, some nice HP regen, but not really at this stage of the game. Pretty
It's more
negligible.
about... I think it's
Stopping the
more about
items.
hitting either Omni Knight or Weaver with it. Nullifier against Weaver is insane, because if he gets orchid up, he can't BKB.
Yeah.
He just gets muted.
And of course, Omni Knight with all of his items, where he's literally just gone pretty much all activatable save me items. So if they actually manage to pick him off now they can take him out fully without having to overcommit for it.
So I believe we should at least see a 2-3 going down at this point. There's 2 lanes pushing in. Tinker can't defend both.
I don't know. He is Tinker. And yeah, I think Falcon are respecting that and just kind of going back. They want to make them suffer.
For another race.
You pick Tinker and we're just gonna... Yep, that's the Aegis running out. I don't know how you do that, but very impressive.
You're welcome.
Yep, so now they're definitely not going to want to do anything. And, wow, Shaman doesn't even have an Ags yet. 44 minutes in. He hasn't really been farming, I guess. But
Or a blink.
or a Blink, no. So Blink up and Refresher Orb, Double Snakes, Aghanims is a long way off. I guess the Refresher Shard.
Looking at the Disruptor item progression is a bit more sad looking at it. Like he's sitting on the same Trankels and the magic wand from...
This is a true 6 from Mata right now. Isn't
This
it?
is-
Like
yeah.
2.3k net worth at 45 minutes into the game. That is top level. But in they come, jumping onto the Night Stalker here, but the Shaman is about, and that is going to be a pick-off. Now, who else can they get? The Lotus Orb is out onto Massacre, but they change targets. They're going for Mata, who is not BKB'd up. He drops the Static Storm on his last breath. He doesn't have the buyback. 75 seconds though, so may come to regret that, as finally Falcon find a window, finally get the overextension from no creativity that they want, and now this might spell the words high ground, although they do manage to take out Yell, Nefrit and Tinker, finding a kill at least. But
that established them on the high ground,
Alright,
and
here are the
Tinker
stats.
can't defend this now.
no, they're already there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Although the rockets are a pain in the ass. Oh, he hasn't gone. Rockets done? Oh, he's not level 25 yet. In comes the blink. The jump onto the Tinker, though, they do a bit of damage, but the Omni Knight is a target as they take him out. Speedman doing way too much as Nefrit trying to take some chunks away from Speedman, but he doesn't have the damage. Laser bouncing around, but it's too late. The racks are already gone. No creativity. Well, they managed not to give up any more kills in that, or on their Omni Knight, but none of the 2 true calls going down.
Smart money.
But at the same time, they do lose their barracks, so I mean,
They
how do
finally
no
break that
creativity
high ground.
feel about that?
They kind of they traded off the Sand King, which looked good at the time, and then they realized, ooh, they're already at our racks. A little bit of a missed decision in my opinion, because maybe they should just get out with the Tinker and defend the high ground at all costs.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
on the other hand, Midas could have been the other way around. Like they defend, they don't defend high ground and don't get the kill on Sand King, so not much they can do. They're 25k gold behind. All their calls pretty much only barely hold up to the Jaro alone, and in a proper team fight, they straight up lose.
Yeah, and I mean, as you're saying, like taking out the Sand King, that removes another threat. You know, like the Storm then is alone if he jumps too far forwards. Sand King is the only other one, although we have the Hexes out onto the Shadow Shaman here. Although the Lotus Orb doing a lot to keep him alive right now. He's staying alive through the silence and all, but he does finally fall, but now they're turning around. Tinker is getting low. Can he get out of this one? No way, Jose. Masquerade, he's coming. Masquerade comes in, but he just flat out dies. Lightless. Taking out some really big heroes right now.
That's an immediate Tinker buyback coming out as soon as they show up. There we go.
Yeah, can he get the march down in time? Well, I think
But
he can. Is it enough?
with no
That's the
Omni
big
Knight,
question.
like they just shift to the mid lane or whatever, or take the shrine, and
Radiant's top
That's a
tower
free
is
buyback.
under attack.
Yep. Shrine's going down.
looking pretty grim in game 1 here for no creativity, if you ask me.
Yep.
Now the moonshot used by Gyro, he's stacked. There's only the travels missing on in his build, and he's done. And Gobleg already on the already working on the refresher, short to it, around 1k.
Yeah, it's super grim. Although Refresher Axe Razor is something I want to see.
Yeah, that's my favorite build. Good old meme builds. First it was a meme, and
Then it was
then
like, hold on.
Then it was, hold on, this is actually good. We can actually do this.
Yeah, I think it was seen in a major
And
or
then
something where someone just built it and went mid lane.
yeah,
and won the game.
they started using it and rushing that item build, and it was.
Anyway, top, they actually get the jump onto the Weaver here. This is a really huge kill, and they take him out without any effort at all. 2 heroes just jumping in, and Nullifier not even there.
Oh,
He just couldn't get
no,
the
but you know
kill.
what this is? This is not your average refresher razor. This is your triple refresher razor. Oh no,
Shame and picture.
come on.
Oh please, they have to.
I mean, 2
They have
ults is
to.
just too good.
I know, but the triple lightning, we've never seen that before. We could legitimately say no.
That
one has
would
ever
have
done
been
that.
pretty
Stop the
sick.
cheese, please. Someone PM them.
Pause the game, tell them
Up
we have
Go, that
for
is
science.
a courier going down, and that
That's
was
a
only
demon
a
edge.
demon edge, but a demon edge all the same.
That was half the rapier
Half the
for.
rapier.
He actually can't afford it.
Oh, God,
yeah,
black.
this
One
is-
ulti used. Not gonna pop them both. Snakes at top lane.
There we go.
That's too much. Refresher. Yep. Second snakes. Not even committed, but the jump forwards. They managed to get Massacre in the static storm. Can they finish him off? I don't think they can. That Yule's going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but the racks are already down. The glimpse back onto Lightless there. But no, it is going to be Mega Creeps, and there is no answer from no
GG coming
creativity.
out.
And GG, game 1, going the way of Falcon. It was a long stretch, a 50-minute game to kick off this best of 3 series, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. That was a pretty awesome game. Early on, no creativity. We're making some really nice plays around the map. But as the game dragged out and Falcon edged closer and closer to victory, we did actually see them taking the match in the end. Any closing thoughts on that game?
I don't know. I think it really ran like we predicted it will be. They tried to hit the timing with no creativity. We had a lot of early game fighting, and then pretty much the fighting dried out as Jaro grew bigger and he outgrew everybody else, and Tinker couldn't hold the high ground. Like, there were no aggressive Tinker fights where Tinker is crazily blinking around and lasering and killing everybody. So, simply because of the fact there was so much control, and that's pretty much why they couldn't win their early fights, and they fell behind afterwards.
Well, we said it would be an even game, and it very much was until the 30-minute mark, but as you can see, the Team XP and net worth, it does just drop off in the end. Also, a notable mention, no deaths on that gyrocopter, so Speedman playing a super efficient, super tidy game there on him. And that is game number 1, so going into game number 2 very shortly. Stick around, my name's Nomad Cast, he's been Pond for Moon, and we'll be back with the next match very shortly indeed. Don't go anywhere.